Good morning, spiritual family. Yes, I'm talking to you. If you're watching this video right now, first off, why? Because no one watches my videos. I've been on YouTube since 2017 and have 13,000 views since 2017 with 28 followers. Whew, that's a long time. 28 followers, and not one of the followers ever likes anything or makes any comments or it's code. So I have 28 followers. It's Genesis 2.8. Google Genesis 2.8. We'll talk about Genesis. This, courtesy of Eldorado Tattoo in Bangor, Maine, where I'm going today to get my chest done. I'm having falling stars from my neck line all the way down, and in my back I have a giant wizard and crescent moon with a woman's face. Looks like this. People that ask me, why do I have two gypsies on my chest? No, they're not gypsies. This right here is Garden of Eden. So this is Eve. All females. God created women in the image of himself. And, you know, this is, unfortunately, this is the dead version. The dead version is after in the Genesis story when the ancient serpent, temptation, the deceiver. So the snake is the ancient deceiver of humans, of mankind. So this serpent is, the apple, decided to talk to Eve and, in the mind saying, you can eat this, did God say that you would die? You won't die. God didn't say you will die. It's not what he said. God said to them, they don't understand what mirrors are. So you have to remember, you're creating humans from nothing. So there's no vocabulary, there's no words, there's nothing. None of it has been created. They're the people that created them. So the deceiver says, eat this. You'll be like us, gods. Well, modern translation for our smart people with university degrees know that I, you, me, I, third eye, ego. So I, ego, your third eye, but you lived. So I, you, me, lived. So masculine and feminine, red, green, masculine, feminine. You need two. You need each. The deceiver saying that you're going to be like gods and you're going to see what gods know. Gods know duality. They know the darkness. They know the light. So when the darkness and the light go together, it becomes the lovers. So the lovers are the ones that understand the yin and the yang, the dark and the light. So when you understand that I lived backwards, reversed, spells the devil I. You understand. It makes you understand and appreciate everything that you do as a human. Because you're the direct representation of Adam and Eve, the first two humans on this earth. You have the same decisions that they had. You can look in a mirror and spell lived. You can look in a mirror and spell lived backwards, and it spells devil. If you have the consciousness and you're not scared, and remember, fear is an illusion. Fear is a tool. Fear Inoculated. Tool. It's a great song. Fear is the number one motivational factor of these dark people. Why do you think they prey on children? They prey on children because of brainwaves. Children are protected spiritually by things that you can't see. There's a reason that in the Bible that Jesus didn't start his ministry until 30 years old. Well, science has said the human brain stops developing at the age of 25. Yet, science and people say that 18-year-olds are adults. Science also says that if the brain keeps developing until 25, then why do these science people put teenagers and even smaller children on fake pharmaceuticals? That increases autism. Studies have shown that increasing the levels of pharmaceuticals increases all these labels. Remember when autism used to be a separate, and now it's just under a spectrum umbrella because there's so many different things wrong that continually go wrong with the pharmaceutical market that they have to create new umbrellas just for insurance purposes to reimburse? The world that we live in is, unfortunately, it's non-believers. I live in America. I'm born in America. I've lived in America for my entire life. I lived in Maine my entire life. I did relocate to South Fort Myers, Florida for 6 months. Luckily it was from November to April and not the, sweaty, humid seasons that you guys have. And I will say about Florida, that part of Florida is beautiful from, in the summertime, but man, in the wintertime, it's old people central. And that opened my eyes because I was a pharmaceutical sales rep, and I transferred to South Fort Myers. I covered South Fort Myers, Naples, Florida, Marco Island, Sanibel Island, all the wealthy. I couldn't believe when I first got down there was a Bentley dealership. Never seen a Bentley dealership. I live in Maine. There's not many Bentleys in Maine. We have trucks. We have trucks and we have Challengers and we have muscle cars. Maine is about muscle cars and trucks. Once in a while you see people, and we mock the people that have the cyber trucks because that's just a sign of, it's like the Shameless episode where the end of Shameless where they're outside and the Tesla's on fire. Well, that's a direct symbolization of how, the majority of Maine people feel about electric vehicles. Electric vehicles can go for what, 300 miles? When I was in pharmaceuticals, I used to drive 300 miles in a day. So, 300 miles was a normal trip from Bangor, Maine to Calais to Machias to Ellsworth back home. That's 300 miles. That's a long day. Could have more going to Aroostook County in Bangor, Maine. I'd leave my house 6 o'clock in the morning, be in Holton, Maine, 7:30 for breakfast, be in Prescal, Maine, 9 o'clock for something, be in Caribou, be in Madawaska for lunch. It's 4 hours. People in Maine are tough. People in Maine, use vehicles for what they're designed for, not for this fancy, Tesla's only claim to fame is your 0 to 60 in your, what is it called? The Tesla, one of them has 1,025 horsepower, but it's crap. It's not long-term. It's just a show thing. It's a one-trick pony. That's all it is. You want to really, drive something nice, drive a American muscle car from the 60s and the 70s. The ones that are still on the roads. The ones today, no. I own a 2014 Challenger Redline. I could have, I probably can now, but I have no desire to pay $80,000 for a Hellcat. And then $300 for insurance. My car I bought in 2020 from CarVision. What state was that? Ironically, I think it was Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it was Pennsylvania. CarVision. I went to cargurus.com. I got my license back because my license was suspended for medical reasons. Never, ever, ever tell your doctor that you have numbness in your legs or whatever it is, because it's they have to report it and they have to take your license away. So don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't tell. There's no such thing as freedom of speech when it comes to doctors. Everything you say can and will be used against you. So I got my license back. I'm like, oh, fuck this. When I get my license back, I'm going to buy myself what I want. You know, my kids are grown up. I'm living on my own. So fuck it. So I scrolled through car gurus. I'm like, what can I buy? Have delivered to my house. So I came across this 2014 Dodge Challenger Redline. Beautiful, blacked out. And it's all blacked out. Black leather interior, DVD screen, you know, SRT rims. Nice. It was nice. So I started car gurus. Called the dealership, said I want to buy this car. He's like, when do you want to come test drive it? And I go, I don't. I want you to deliver it to me. He goes, you want to buy a car on the scene? Yep. He's like, you sure? And I'm like, are you guys a reputable dealership? He's like, we're the largest dealership. We're one of the largest dealerships. We stand by our cars. Well, if you stand by your cars, put it on a bed, deliver it to me. So I had to do the whole financing thing through Capital One, and it was easy. You know, they sent the papers, you know, FedEx or UPS, and I got them overnight, and boom, got my car, it was delivered. A couple weeks later, had it delivered, showed up in the morning, went outside. There it was in the driveway. Keys in it, papers in it, no one said a word. To me, that's the best type of auto dealership right there. You don't have to deal with any auto person. You don't have to deal with any dealership. You buy what you want, delivered, done. Hey, Carmelo. I'm going out for a tattoo at 12. Can you just let her out at sometime in the afternoon?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
You want me to let these guys